Hey, it's me. How you doing? Did you like my last video? Probably not. But yeah, so here we go. That's not something I expected I would do, but I sat down today and while editing the video, I decided to shoot this one because why not? I will not do videos like this a lot probably because it's about a movie, and I'm less interested in movies as I am with games, manga, and anime. But I really like the movie, and since it's been really controversial and a lot of people are saying a lot of things about it, I decided to share my opinion with all of you. So first of all, did I like the movie? I absolutely loved it. It is a phenomenal movie. It's possibly the best movie of 2019. I haven't seen a lot of movie in 2019, but it's possibly one of the best, and it's a piece of art. It's a piece of art in my opinion. Uh, the the way the whole movie was, how it was presented, the play, everything that happened, the way actors played, it was brilliant in my opinion, simply brilliant. And I would like to go over a few points as to why I thought that it was brilliant. Some of the like key points as to why I really enjoyed it. Now, the first thing I would like to go over is let me start by saying probably that Phoenix, the actor, I don't know how to pronounce his first name, so I'm just gonna call him Phoenix. His performance was great, but the thing that I enjoyed the most is probably his body language. You see, body language is very important for the character such as Joker. Now, let me do a little, and I probably should warn everyone that there will be spoilers, like huge spoilers, right? And so everyone is up to speed. I would like to remind everyone that there are three Jokers in a DC universe. You have the first one, who's kind of like a joke, funny Joker who came from the very early comics of Batman, when nobody really could depict truly evil villains, right? Then you have criminal Joker, and then you have the psychological Joker, right? And it's very clear that the Joker we had in this movie was the psychological one, the third one. And for this Joker, body language is very important in my opinion. The way character carries himself, the way he moves, connects very heavily to the way his personality is and what he thinks and what he will do. And in my opinion, the Phoenix, he just pulled this off incredibly. It was beautiful. I personally really enjoyed how much body language changed throughout the movie. You see, in the beginning of the movie, the Arthur, he was really kind of like, his shoulders were down, he was not confident, he was kind of awkward and weird and uneasy. But as the movie progressed and he lost his Arthur identity and he gained his Joker identity, he regained more confidence and more smoothness to his walk and his posture. His shoulders were brought up, and that's just beautiful. It ties into the character amazingly in my opinion. And I know that MatPat released a game theory video about Joker and how he tried to explain the ending, and pretty much the conclusion is that so far right now we don't fully know what the ending is. So great theory. I love MatPat, good guy, but yeah, it was a little bit of a weird video where he was kind of like, oh, we ultimately don't know what happened, and I'm like, yeah, kind of true. But yeah, he said that usually Arthur is confident in his illusions, but I would like to counter this argument and say that remember during the scene where he killed the rich guys, right? He did not miss a single shot. And when he was chasing the third guy, his walk was really confident. And then when he realized what he did, he snapped and ran away in his usual awkward and unsettling, uneasy manner. And I think this is was done deliberately to show that when Arthur allowed his insanity to take over, his inner Joker to take over, that's when he gained the that's when he regained confidence in himself, right? And that's why I think in the end, why he dances so smoothly and why he can move so nicely is because now he's not Arthur anymore. Arthur is gone. Now he is Joker. And that gives him confidence. So I really appreciated this from a purely like technical standpoint. I really appreciated that. Another thing which I really appreciated from a technical standpoint is in the beginning of the movie, and I'm not gonna be able to do a lot of editing here because the movie is new. So if I try to find and pull segments from the movie in here, I'm gonna be fucking killed by DC and whoever released the movie. So I'm gonna try to do some editing, but this is probably gonna be very unedited video, so apologies for that. But in the beginning of the movie, like first half, I would say, the movie is like very dark. The colors are dark. The movie, the scenes are shot during the night or evening. We see Arthur mostly by himself. It's very dark, the world is violent, and everything is kind of fucked. But when he starts to become a Joker, we see more light, we see more brightness, more scenes are shot during the day and morning, and we see Arthur with more people. And but the world is still fucked and violent. And I thought it was a very interesting technique. Because it conveyed how the character was feeling, how trapped and alone and dark he was feeling when he was on his medication, he was trying to battle his illnesses, and how free he felt once he stopped taking them and went full crazy. But the world stayed the same. It's not like the world became better, the world is still the same. It's that the character changed, and with him, his perception in himself and the world around him changed. And once again, very beautifully represented through the cinematography, I believe that's how you say it, of the movie. And I would like quickly to hit on a few points. I don't want to become too political in this video, that's not what I do. I might do some political videos in the future. Not like really political, more like discussing politics in anime or manga or such, or how to write it in anime or manga. But I don't want to get too political here, but I do want to say that a lot of people were crying about that, you know, it's going to be a movie about incel, you know, Arthur is this incel, and I'm like, no, this movie is ultimately about a mentally ill person with issues, and the fact that government is not helping this person, and that the world pushes this person to a breaking point. That's ultimately what the movie is about. And it's very interesting because the movie by no means glorifies mental illnesses. By no means it's ever meant to be like it's normal. You can see that Arthur suffers because of his mental illnesses. You can see that his adoptive mother suffered from them as well, and made Arthur suffer because of her illnesses. And in the end, even when he snaps, it's not like, oh, my mental illnesses help me see clearly, you know? It's not like that. It's more like, I've been brought to this point and now I don't care. It's nihilism, you know? But it also never makes fun or condemns mentally ill people. It always makes a point that, you know, Arthur could have been better if there were people who were better around him, or if he gotten a proper help. He even says that he felt better when he was in a mental institution, as opposed to being out and just having a therapy with some doctor who was barely listening to him and giving him pills. So it never really takes a stand on mental illness, as in, it never really tries to glorify it or condemn it. It just shows that this is a character with mental illness, and that's what happened to him, which is very good in my opinion, because ultimately this movie is a movie about comic villain. It's a not movie about society. It's not a movie about mentally ill people. Ultimately, it's a movie about a comic villain who is mentally ill. But and I just I just want to really say that I appreciate the time in which I was born, because now movies are not afraid to tell a story about a villain, to have protagonist as a villain, and that is very good in my opinion. It's diversity, it's great, it's maturity, and yeah, I believe that Joker has potential to change superhero movies genre a lot, because people can look at this and kind of go, this is R-rated movie and it's quite popular, it does well, so maybe people are gonna start to do more mature movies. I'm telling you, if DC will take their head out of their ass, and instead of trying to make epic Marvel-like movies, if instead they will start making darker, more grittier R-rated movies, which are more psychological, I think they can become a real competitor to Marvel. I really do, because Marvel is epic and all, but Marvel was never really psychological and mature. With Phoenix as Joker, if they continue to go in this direction, we can get a genuine Killing Joke movie, which will be genuinely good. And I know that Killing Joke's story was kind of, dragged through hell and back with how popular and how much it's used and referenced and such, but it is one of the best Joker stories in the world, and it's one of the most used one, most popular ones. So it's like, adopted, show to more people, it would be great. There's a lot of younger people right now who don't know what Killing Joke is, and it has so much potential. But yeah, that was just my little rant on all the people saying that this movie is horrible, that it promotes incels, that it's for left people, which is like, it's not. It's really not. It's a beautiful movie. It's a piece of fucking art. It really fucking is. And I'm just really happy that I live in a time when we can get a complex villain movie. Because this movie was complex and psychological, and just, I did not expect it to be this mature. And speaking of maturity, another point which I would like to hit is probably the murders in the movie. It's gonna sound weird, but they were done so brilliantly. Like, there wasn't a lot of them, but they were so intimate and cold and just unsettling and ugly and gritty. It was perfect. It was honestly perfect, because you have a lot of those for example, let's take a Marvel movie, right? Infinity War. You have epic big fight, and there's a villain and he fights, and then suddenly a big spaceship comes crushing down, and the villain dies, and everybody like, whoa, right? And it's not like those kind of things are bad. They fit the genre. I'm saying that we have too many of those and not enough of the ones who show death in an ugly fashion. And it's understandable why, because people don't want to think about death is already ugly. People don't want to think about death is even uglier, but this movie have done it brilliantly. The moment when Arthur kills those rich kids, it is sudden, and it just hits you like a train. You don't expect it to happen. And then when he dances in the bathroom, it's just unsettling. Like, it's beautiful from artistic standpoint, but it's also very unsettling from a narrative standpoint, because you understand what's happening. You're like, oh shit. When he kills his mother, that is just all kinds of it's long, it's really dragged out, and it's done on purpose to once again show how ugly it really is. um Once again, it's gonna sound weird, but the scene where he kills his co-worker with scissors, just bashes his head against the wall, possibly the best scene of the whole movie, one of my favorite, definitely. That was in fucking incredible. Like, it was so ugly, yet so cold and calculated. Just the efficiency with which he did it, and how he then just sat down and he looked at this little person. I don't really know what is correct to call them. I know it's not midget, dwarf. Is that what people call them? Little people? Not sure. But yeah, this little person, he looked at him and he was crying. He was just fucking out of it. He's like, Arthur, what the fuck are you doing? And Arthur, who was not really Arthur at this point anymore, like, he found out that his mother was adoptive. He found out that his mother allowed her boyfriend to abuse him. He found out that he's not a secret son of Wayne. I forgot his first name. He found out that he's not brother of Bruce Wayne, right? So it was kind of like, he's not Wayne, he's not Arthur, and at this point he's no one, right? And he's sitting there and he's like, yo, Gary, what's the problem? Why are you crying? I'm not gonna hurt you. And this was brilliant because it was so much like Joker. Because Joker is the kind of person to like kill someone in an extremely violent manner and then just kind of go, hey, what's the problem? Why are you nervous? Just everything is fine. Stop crying. And then it was so funny. It was genuinely funny. Like, the way they blend humor with all of those ugly, gruesome moments is just really in your face and not subtle at all. And that's why it's brilliant, because Joker is the kind of character who goes from one extreme to another, and it's great. It's really great. Of course, there's the last killing, which is the death of Murray. I believe that's how you pronounce his name, Murray, where Joker shoots him. I'm trying to Google one thing. I'm trying to Google what comics or cartoon it was from, because this scene where he kills Murray, it's a very iconic scene. I'm not sure if it was in the comics. It was in an old cartoon which starts with Joker being on the show and then killing the host. That pretty much what this was, and this scene was perfect for a number of reasons. First of all, mostly because Joker did not intend to do this. Like, he wanted to go and kill himself, and he was hoping that his death would have more meaning than his life. But then he ended up snapping and killed Murray and became this messiah to all of those rebelling people. But another reason why it was perfect is because during the scene you can see the last glimpse of Arthur. When Joker starts to go off on Murray and he starts to rant about how everyone are cold and nasty, and he gets emotional, right? Those are the last glimpses of Arthur inside of him. Then he shoots Murray, goes to the recording camera thing, right? And with a smiling face, he says, "That's life." And that's the point where Arthur is no more, and it's Joker. And then you have this iconic moment in the end where he takes blood and paints his lips with blood. And, you know, a lot of people speculate if this was real or not. I would like to think that it was real, because DC Universe needs Joker like this. I know that Phoenix doesn't like serieses, so there's not a high chance that he would play Joker again. But I mean, I still would like to think that was real, because it was so brilliant. And my last point, which I really enjoyed, is that no matter how you look at this story, it works. Like, if we take it at face value and believe that everything that happened was real, it is great. It's a Joker origin story that is great. And that takes inspirations from comics, but does not 100% steal from comics and still does its own thing. If we believe that half of it was true, like let's say he did kill movie host and he did do the rebellion, he did kill all the people that he killed, but let's say his life was not like this. Let's say he was never Arthur and he never had the mother that he said he had. Let's say he lied about this. It still works because, you know, Joker often in comics lied about his backstory and people just speculated about his backstory. They were speculating like, oh, is he a cyborg, a monster, a devil, a human? Who is he? If we believe that none of this was real, like let's say Arthur killed those rich guys and then he was taken to asylum where he heard a story about someone doing those things like actual Joker and he imagined himself like this, it still works because it shows the effect of Joker, because Joker was never a single person. Joker is more like a concept. It's like a personality that can go from person to person in a way. And finally, I'm not sure what was the fourth point. What I'm trying to say is that no matter how you look at the story, in terms of a context of the character being the Joker, it works. If it's all real, it works. If it's all fake, it works. If half of it is real, it still works. And even if Phoenix is not gonna stick around, I do hope that this movie is canon. Maybe we can get the next Batman movie. And in this movie, we have a new Joker, but this new Joker was actually inspired by the Phoenix Joker. That could be just brilliant and amazing in its own right. Would be a little bit hard to find somebody who could play Joker as well as Phoenix, because I'm not gonna be afraid to say that Phoenix did the best movie Joker. He played Joker perfectly. That's how Joker is supposed to be. And yeah, I guess that's it. I just made this video because I wanted to get my opinion out. Hopefully get some, you know, views on this video, because, you know, it's a fresh movie and people watch this. Hopefully, you know, I want to grow my channel and shit. But yeah, ultimately I just wanted to get my thoughts out. I wanted to say what I think, how I feel, because I really enjoyed this movie. It was brilliant. It was everything I wanted. It was mature, and I'm really, really happy that it was mature and that it did not shy away from showing all those nasty, ugly things, because we are adults. Adults deserve adult movies, which are gruesome. And once again, I don't want to get too political, but I do think that too many people in America nowadays are soft and they would rather not show a lot of things. But I think that those things needs to be shown for a good, proper storytelling. So yeah, that being said, I do hope that you enjoyed the video. Once again, if you did not, feel free to leave your comments down below. If you will be a stupid cunt and will try to scream at me, I will probably point this out and possibly maybe delete your comment or not, so everybody can see that you're stupid. However, if you're here to have a healthy discussion, if you disagree with me, comment. Let's talk. I'm all for healthy discussion. And be on the lookout for my next video. My next video will be finally the video where I recommend, I will talk and recommend you a manga which I really, really enjoy. Just the reason why it's taking me so long is because I really want to do a proper editing of this video, because I want this video to be good as I can make it be. Yeah, be on the lookout for that one. I do hope that you will enjoy it, because I really want to spread the word about that manga, because I do think it deserves more attention. And besides that, go see Joker if you didn't. If you did, tell me what you thought, and I do hope you enjoyed the movie. I do hope that you enjoyed my video. And yeah, stay safe out there. Don't get run over by a ambulance car. That's a reference to JoJo. See ya. Joker. Not Joker. Batman Dark Knight Returns. That's the cartoon I was thinking about, where he kills the show host. And I believe that the scene where he kills Murray from the movie mirrors that scene. I'm just gonna add this at the end of the video because it's been killing me, and I wanted to get this off my chest, so you know what I was referencing. Yeah. Bye.